أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن سيدنا محمدا عبد الله ورسوله اللهم انفعنا بما علمتنا وعلمنا ما ينفعنا وزدنا من فضلك علما وتعليما ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم وصلى الله تعالى على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين أما بعد. My dear and most respected brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of Almighty Allah be with each and every one of you. In our previous program, we discussed the importance of preparing for the blessed month of Ramadan in order to reap the optimum benefits and blessings from the holy month of Ramadan. And we mentioned 12 points that we should be mindful of in order to prepare for Ramadan, the things that we should do. And the last point we said, find time to help others with your wisdom, your knowledge, your talents. And we said that this attitude of khidmah, of doing service to others, is extremely important. And khidmah, or doing khidmah, is one of the best ways of progressing on the spiritual journey to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We want to mention a few other points of things that we should do, and then also discuss some of the things we should not do from now in order to prepare for Ramadan. The things that we should avoid from now in order to prepare for the blessed month of Ramadan. As for the things we should try to do, try to write articles on Islam for Muslims and other articles for non-Muslims if we're able to compile articles. If we're not able to write articles ourselves, then try to identify useful articles and circulate them or distribute them to others. Select articles that would be useful for Muslims and other types of articles that would be useful for non-Muslims, and try to distribute them to others you're in contact with. Try to associate with Muslim scholars, ulama and pious believers so that you may learn from them. The best of company is the company of a pious scholar. And so if you see such a person, strive to spend time with them. Because the time you spend with them would only be useful and beneficial for you. And the scholars have mentioned that it is a sign that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves you when He facilitates you to be in the company of a pious scholar. If Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide you so that you can be in the company of a pious scholar, that is a sign that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves you, because you can only benefit from the company of a pious scholar. Train yourself to do good deeds, no matter how insignificant it may seem, and render useful service to others. Get in the habit of doing good deeds, no matter how insignificant it is. Whatever good deed you can do, strive to do that. Try to learn how to make da'wah to non-Muslims and engage in this noble activity, because Ramadan is a time and an opportunity for that. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala opens many doors for us for da'wah in Ramadan, and He softens the hearts of people to receive His message in the month of Ramadan. And so start doing that from now. Prepare yourself to engage in da'wah, to convey the message of Islam to other Muslims who are not practicing Islam, and for non-Muslims, your friends, your neighbors, people in your community, your co-workers and so on. So you can start telling them things about Ramadan, ones that from now to prepare for the month of Ramadan, and let them know about the coming of the month of Ramadan, and then in the month of Ramadan to continue this noble task of conveying the da'wah, conveying the message of Islam to everyone. And the final point I want to mention, number 17, try to spend more time with your family and remind them to prepare for Ramadan as well. That we have people we are responsible for, or people we love, those people who are close to us in our lives, our family members, and so on. Try to spend more time with your family and remind them that they should also prepare for the blessed month of Ramadan. And when if we do these 17 points that we've mentioned in the previous program and today as well, we would be preparing well for the blessed month of Ramadan. Now I want to mention the opposite of what we've been talking about so far. Some of the things that we must not do in Ramadan, the things that we should strive to avoid from now in order to prepare for the blessed month of Ramadan. Firstly, reduce the number of hours you watch TV. Instead, spend more time reading the Quran and other Islamic literature and engage in ibadah. Reduce the time you spend watching TV. One of the common excuses people make when we ask them to do things for Islam, they say they're busy. I'm too busy, so I can't come to the masjid. I'm too busy, I can't pray Jum'ah. I'm too busy, I can't come for Taraweeh. I'm too busy, I can't come and help in the masjid, and so on and so forth. The common mistake, I'm busy. But I tell you, if you stop watching TV, you'll have so much time in your hands, you won't know what to do with your time. You'll feel bored. And so, reduce the time you spend watching television. And you would find that you have more time for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Avoid looking at unlawful pictures, whether they are from commercial magazines, department store catalogs, and otherwise. Because this is an arrow that poisons our heart. It goes to our heart and it poisons our heart. And it affects us spiritually. So we need to be mindful about this. Thirdly, avoid going to theaters. Instead, go to the masjid. And make that a once-a-day habit at least. If you're going to the theaters, movie theaters for example, try to reduce that habit from now to prepare for Ramadan. And instead of doing that, go to the masjid instead. If for example there's a day of the week, maybe Friday evening or Saturday evening, that you do this, instead of doing that, use that occasion to go to the masjid and sit down in the masjid and pick up the Quran and recite the Quran. Yes, sit down in that masjid, and when it's time for prayer, you do your prayer. And in between the prayer, you recite dhikr of Allah, make dua to Allah, recite the Quran. Do these things, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bless you tremendously for doing that. So make this visit to the masjid a once-a-day habit. It is something that we need to revive in our communities, wherever we are, in whatever cities we are, in whatever countries we are. We need to encourage our fellow Muslims to go back to the masjid and to spend time in the masjid.